This is the S&P 500 Spider ETF SPY one-day reading for June 6, 2024. It's currently May 15, 2024, 11:58 a.m. Eastern Time. SPY at the time of this reading is currently $527.97. That's USD. The shuffle video for the June 6th reading was created on May 2nd, 2024 at 11:07 p.m. Eastern Time. That's the video playing in the lower left corner. The overall theme and behavior for SPY on the 6th, we have multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance. This is interesting because it's a cross-trading congruency with the 1 month, as well as the high card is also a cross-trading congruency with the 1 month, a little bit early, but I think it's an important level that we bump up against many times before. And behavior around the highest high for the day, we have a failed attempt to break through key resistance followed by a decline through key support. Behavior around the lowest low for the day, there's a cash out opportunity for short positions here. There's likely a lot of price change to and or from the low, and it'll be an important support level on a multi-day scale, at least a 1 month scale kind of support. I'm advised to trade around a significant opportunity as indicated by the full card here. Before I go any further and get into the trades and the timing of the best, the timing of the highest highs and the lowest lows, just want to make sure that everybody's aware. The whole purpose of the channel is to transmute some of the competitive energy of the stock market into goodwill. We do that by following the rule of karma for the channel. You go to the resources tab of our website, Tarot for Traders, and 5% of the profits from every profitable trade utilizing this information should be donated forward to one of these charities, or pick a charity of your choosing as long as you're paying 5% forward, and then 5% should be sent back to the channel through one of these links. If you're international, you can use Wise or you can use YouTube tips, and that leaves you at 90%. Make sure to spend that 90% out of love. As long as you follow those rules, you follow the rule of karma for the channel, the universe considers you an angel investor. It's going to send it back to you tenfold for following through. Blessings to all my angel investors. Let's get back into it. In the pre-market, we have a high, our first high for the day here in the pre-market, and it's a test at that resistance. We decline from that resistance pretty notably. We go from a high in the pre-market to a low in the first half hour. There's like a sideways fluctuating rally right around the open that precedes a decline. It's kind of like mixed behavior in the first half hour, but there should be our first low there. So we go from our first high to our first low. When you see the Princess of Swords, it indicates that you're going to come back to that resistance after you fall from it. It looks like that probably takes place. It may take place here between 10 and 11. If it doesn't, it very, very likely takes place here around 1 o'clock, maybe just a little bit after 1 o'clock, but somewhere between 1 and 2. Between 10 and 11, we have that failed attempt to break through key resistance, and this resistance we'll be expecting to break through based on technicals. Instead, we decline and we break through key support. I'm advised not to chase a decline. There's a decline that increases with momentum moving forward through the 11 to 12 o'clock hour. I'm advised not to chase that decline. There's erratic behavior back and forth through the same price level between 12 and 1, and in the midst of that erratic behavior, we revisit a crest that was recently a past opportunity. There's a high there, our second high around like just after 1 o'clock, and it looks like we decline pretty notably to a low. We go in the erratic behavior there between, let's say, between 12 and 2. We go from a high to a low and then back to a high. That's that full card energy there. That we go from a high to a low for the day and then probably back to a high. Maybe not back to a high, but there'd be like a really unexpected move to the upside, probably to the high. In between the 2 and 3 o'clock hour, we have a big move reaching for distant resistance. By that I mean it's not the nearest critical resistance. It'll be at least one past that. Usually it's like really past. And then there's a pop and drop in the last hour, but we also have low significations here, low correlations here in the last hour and at the close and the post market. So that indicates that we probably fall pretty notably. So we go from a high to a low, probably back to a high, and then back to a low here, either at the end of the day or the following day. I think it's probably end of day, but if it's not, then it would be like following day. Sneak preview for the 7th, we have a rally increasing with momentum moving forward in time at some point there on the 7th. It'll stand out. All right, so there's a couple day trades in here. You could trade when we hit that key resistance and this high in the pre-market. If you can trade there, I would short that and close that short in the first half hour, but most likely you can't trade there. So what I would do is I'd pay attention because that price level is most likely marking this resistance. That's the overall theme for the day that we'll multiple failed attempts through, and we very likely come back to that there with like this unexpected move to the upside into that resistance again there between 1 and 2 o'clock, probably closer to 1. So when we have a low in that erratic behavior between 11 and 12, probably very close to where this high is, I would open up I'd open up a long and close a long for like a scalp trade. You can also do it the other way around, open up a short, like when we revisit that resistance, and close it when we're having like a significant move to the downside, or if that doesn't work out, then most likely at the close. If not at the close, I wouldn't wait for the close, but if you miss the first opportunity there in that 1 to 2 o'clock hour, I would say wait for the close, and if it doesn't work out in the close, I'd probably just close the position, not hold it overnight. And that's SPY for June 6, 2024. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. As always, make sure to follow that rule of karma. You know where to go, you know what to do. Blessings to all my angel investors. I'll see you guys on the next one.